Hello, everybody. This is Steven Urbino with the Bacon Hour podcast, where I talk about loads of things with different people. My guest today is
Enrique Sandoval.
And what do you do, my guy?
Honestly, I'm really just the guy that's usually staying at home with his mom all the time, but not only that, but I'm just the guy that likes to draw and doodle all the time, and I like to come up with a bunch of ideas for a story, and I'm kind of a guy who wants to work in the film business one day in Hollywood too.
So you've got big dreams. And that's our topic today. It's dreams, and not the lucid kind.
Not even the dreams that Beck has, basically.
Nope. It's all about the dreams that we all aspire to want to do in the future, and the stuff that doesn't feel like working as in like obligation. It's the stuff that you do because it's your passion. It's the stuff that drives you. It gives you purpose in life. And so with that, let's get into our first little topic here. Enrique, why don't you tell me what's your dream?
Honestly, my biggest dream, it all started when I was just a little kid, and basically I always told myself that I wanted to become an astronaut. But then all of a sudden, ever since I started doodling all the time, and ever since I started thinking about seeing so many superheroes on the big screen back in the early to late 2000s, there was the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and then there were so many superhero movies that I don't remember much, but I do remember a lot of them, including Tim Story's Fantastic Four movies, and especially Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy movies. Those were the best kinds. But however, ever since I was a kid, since I was 12 years old, basically, when I first saw Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, directed by Edgar Wright, for the first time, when I asked my mom, begging for her to take me to go see this movie.
I love that movie, by the way. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. Basically, when I got to go see the movie, literally, I got so inspired, and literally, when I got to pick up the books, I literally read them so many times, and even that's when I thought, destiny, this is it. I'm going to become a comic book artist, and literally, that's been my biggest dream of all time, wanting to make comic books for not only for the big companies, but for myself, for entertainment, basically. But as of right now, I'm currently practicing, and I'm currently studying a lot, learning from life, from books and video tutorials, and currently I'm trying at it. I'm doing the best that I can. But not only that, I have always wanted to become a filmmaker. Actually.
That's very inspiring, and I think I can agree with you there on some level. Me, however, I want to become a voice actor, but I'd rather just do more, say more, talk less, because even though that's pretty much my job, but yeah, when I was younger, I didn't think about my future at all. Like what 10-year-old thinks about their future? I was just thinking cops are cool. I might become a police officer. Later down the line, enter high school, my junior year. It was probably the toughest year of my life, but there was something that drove me away, that distracted me all from the stuff that I experienced then, and that was joining drama club and thing. I was kind of technically forced by a friend to do that, and then I didn't realize how fun it would be afterwards. And so after doing 2 plays in high school and then learning more about acting in general and college and stuff currently, it's given me a drive. And I do some of the stuff here at home. You've probably seen the dumb little video that I make. Well, we don't talk about the video essays, but mainly about the voice acting stuff that I. Right. We don't talk about that. But mainly about the voice acting stuff that I do. I'll post a thing. I know my most viewed video today, as of right now, of this podcast, is probably the one I did with Saitama and Black Hat, and I was that was pretty fun. I love to shout, and I love to put my spin on the character. I know I'm
on One Punch Man, basically.
Yeah, One Punch Man.
He is a pretty good.
I know I'm not a professional, but I do strive to professionally do that. voice act. I know like nowadays it's pretty much easy because you can go online, you can, get a relatively like budgetable mic, and start somewhere, and then boom, maybe you're on a big web project like Has Been or something, Has Been Hotel.
I thought you were almost gonna say Hasbro Toys right there, basically.
Hasbro Toys. Oh, Transformers, My Little Pony. That's big franchise.
The big franchises that launched the two right there. I tell you seriously.
Yeah, but that's my dream at least, and I think anybody out there who is listening to this can relate to the two of us. We've got a much bigger dreams than we can possibly imagine. I know there's people out there who might just stick to one job, that being like their little day job, and then they're just like, okay, the income's fine, whatever. I'm like, no, you can do a lot more, pal. And that's something.
Trust me, that's sort of me that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do more than just drawing right there. And since I mentioned filmmaking, I've always, like I said before, I've always wanted to become a director right there. But not only that, but I've always wanted to become an actor myself too, because I strive for acting as well.
So you just want to be like the jack of all trades in like the entertainment industry. You want to be a comic book artist, director, an actor, filmmaker.
Basically a one-man machine. If you ask me, I tell you that.
Yeah. I think you have a long lifetime to do all of those, because like it's so short. Think about it. You're like you can't see my hands, but very tiny, all the way till like later on in life. But the future will just have to see, and our hard work will just have to pay off for what it does. That's something I want to. We're also going to be getting into in just a moment. The steps that we plan to take to achieve our dreams, like all that hard work that we want to do, and are going to go through. Enrique, like what do you think is just briefly, what do you think is going to be your plan, how to get from there to here, point A to point B?
Basically how I'm really going to get there is that literally it just comes up with an idea. That's it. You just start with an idea that you had either when you were a kid, or it comes out of you when you had a dream or a nightmare. And then the next thing you know, once you have that idea, you write it all down. And then once you have those ideas written down on your notes, basically you just write you just cracked out a script right there. You just write whatever your heart desires and put on there. You put the dialogue right there, and then the next thing you know, boom, you got yourself a script right there. And after you save it on your file just in case, and then once you print it out your script right there, and then you show it to your friends, you basically just tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna be making a movie, want to join me? And then you say, and then if that friend tells you, yeah, I can do that, I can join your film if you like, and basically that'll work. But if you don't, but then the next thing you know, if you have that friend that you want to put in your film, and then the next thing you know, he says, basically, I can't right now, I'm a little busy, and what do?
Yeah.
You try to find somebody else right there.
Yeah, you're probably gonna experience a lot of like flakers and stuff.
I know. Pretty much, you're gonna experience a lot of.
I do.
Wow, pretty much you're. Sorry about that. Seriously, basically, I'm apologizing for what I just said about you saying I have a lot of people flanking out.
Oh no, it's cool. Like if they're busy, they're busy. I'm not gonna get mad at them for it.
Yeah. No, I don't harbor any grudges or anything. I just end up getting disappointed every time whenever that happens. I mean, when I was first starting out on my first short film back in 2016, I was like only 18 when I first started on my short film. I mean, I wanted to start at 14 years old or 15 when I was first coming up with the fan film idea that I want to do, and that involved basically the superhero Spider-Man, if we already know who he is already.
Yeah, obviously. That's neat. Your short film idea, but go on.
Basically, I originally wanted to start off with my Spider-Man short film or fan film, basically with myself as the lead character as Peter Parker right there. And the next thing you know, it was supposed to be a series of short films that would literally be based on the original Lee and Ditko books, based on the Silver Age comic books all the way to the Bronze Age right there, with a little bit of a modern twist to it right there. And basically, originally coming forward, I realized that why did I waste my time not basically bragging bragging about it to my friends and telling them, hey, would you like to join my film? And then I said, sure. And then the next thing you know, nothing happens. Why? I'm always dreaming about this, and that's the problem. If you keep on dreaming, then literally do nothing. That's the problem right there. You gotta do it right there.
Yeah. I think personally, there's no use or energy that you should expend or time bragging about like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Because like I'd rather you let your career, your actions speak for themselves. Maybe another decade or two from now, like I'm just probably gonna keep my mouth shut about my career. Like if they ask me like, or anybody ask me like, what do you do nowadays? And be like, I'm a voice actor. And be like, they're gonna be like, cool, and that's it. I just want the conversation in there. I don't want to tell them like, oh, I'm doing this or I want to do that, or like I've been in this.
I mean, the best thing about it is that you don't want to tell them that multiple times what you're gonna do all the time. And basically, it's just, no offense, but it's gonna make you sound very annoying. And trust me, it's best if you just say it once or twice and then that's it. Luckily for that right there, you could be able to literally, once you said those two things, at least you'll be able to do it right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can prove them that you're capable of it, if you ask me.
Yeah. Going back to our topic, the steps that I plan to take are just, they seem simple on like paper or in my head, but I know that is going to take a long while, because for me at least, it's like, okay, like acting, you really don't need a degree for it. You can graduate from like the best acting school like New York or LA has to offer, but you have to use those skills to make it at least.
It takes hard work and it takes a lot of effort for that.
No, it takes not just hard work and effort, but it takes determination and to have just, a bit of like a level head.
Even a lot of blood and guts right there, seriously?
I guess, but because, every audition you do, you're not gonna get it like 100% of the time, and if you do, then okay, boom, you're in. But
you take your shot and you take it. That's what my hero Mark Bagley, the artist for Ultimate Spider-Man, said basically when he got his job right there. Seriously, that's what he said.
Take your shot.
You take your shot and you take it.
And I get it. The acting industry. That voice acting too. Like just a bit of the same thing, but whatever. They're just trying to do business, and like if they don't give you a call back, or if they don't like they don't tell you anything, and they're like, oh, sorry, we've they don't tell you like, oh, we've got somebody else or we've replaced you. They're not going to tell you that. They'll just go ahead. You'll find out on your own. And I know it's a little heartbreaking, but I know.
It's
just the way it is.
It's the devastation about this, and you realize that you're going to become the understudy, if anything.
But as long as you are out there, keep trying, and you are like persistent about it, I think you will get somewhere. As long as you're doing it and you're living comfortably and you're just you're going about it like it's your passion. You don't think about it anymore. It's just like just as automatic as breathing. Like acting is just like that. And yeah, that's my steps are they kind of vastly differentiate yours, but in some way it's just determination and keeping a level head and just moving forward. That's all it takes, at least in my opinion.
I could really imagine that, but not only imagine that, but I can really see it all come in flow right there.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
And you don't have anything to worry about, Enrique, because you can just jump to the next career that you have in mind, and then just like if that doesn't work, go to that. If that doesn't work, go to that one. And then like me, it's just it's kind of like a little bit of do or die, but I won't give up on that ever.
Hey, if anything happens while I'm striving on my filmmaking career, at least I'll try my best to keep at it on my comic book work. I'm still practicing and still drawing whenever I get bored, and clearly I just not only want to bring my ideas to the silver screen, but I kind of want to bring it to the pages too.
Exactly.
And sequential art, obviously.
Yeah, you've got you're, like I said before and a little earlier, you're the jack of all trades. You're a one-man machine.
The jack of all trades. I'm really happy that you didn't call me Jack Kirby, because I'm not him. Basically, I tell you that. No. Seriously, I stand on my own. That's it.
That guy's a legend.
He is.
He is.
Oh, but not only is he a legend, but he's the king. I tell you that.
He is. And that brings me to our next topic about like, what other previous dreams did you have before settling on, comic book artist, filmmaker, director, yada yada, like the ones that you are currently have your mind on?
Everything, honestly.
Everything?
Honestly, I don't really know what other dream what I really wanted. I don't know.
Well, shit, man, you gotta have a plan B.
Honestly, I gotta say, porn star, obviously. I'm kidding. No. I don't want to do that. Besides, I hear
some people it's respected. To some others, it's just gross.
I hear that's really more. I hear that's really more of an uncomfortability that you want to do. I mean, clearly, why would you want to be naked on camera, honestly, while you're literally doing it with a girl? I'm just saying. I mean, don't you want it to be private? That's
Are we seriously talking about porn right now, dude? Come on.
No.
Okay,
I'm
kidding.
I'm
Come on, man. This is my thing, man. You just gotta calm down.
I'm moving to the next topic. I will.
You want me to get taken off YouTube? That's a shithole now. Come on, man.
Look,
take it easy.
That's what I was gonna tell you right now. Basically, clearly on YouTube. Clearly, I've always wanted to become a YouTuber, like become a YouTube comic right there.
Come on, Max. It's like really easy. Like you just gotta stay determined on it. That's all you gotta do.
Well, easy for you to say. Well, clearly, when I saw like a lot of people on YouTube for the way that people have been acting on screen, I mean, usually they're just doing it just for the money, and just to get views. I mean, it's just so obnoxious, and I clearly don't like it.
Yeah. Getting back to the topic.
I mean, I've always wanted.
Plan B. Okay, but anyways,
I've always wanted to be a comedian. Basically, I've always grew up with.
Okay, Arthur Fleck, we get it. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Go on. Okay. Basically, I wanted to be just like Jim Carrey, and the way that he did Jim Carrey. Seriously, The Mask has always been my favorite movie of his, and clearly I tell you, seriously.
Yeah, I love Jim Carrey as like a comedian. Like he's a really interesting guy, especially like off screen and like off the stage. Like he's I know he does painting.
I know,
that's really interesting.
I mean, I'm surprised that he's actually an artist just like me. I mean, seriously. I mean, honestly, we have like both things in common, if you ask me. Even though he grew up in Canada and I was raised in America by a lot of Mexican immigrants. Basically, no offense. I mean, clearly, I really always strive to wanting to be him and basically do the things that he always does, and especially the rubber face movements that he always does.
Oh yeah, his facial expressions just
it's amazing, and especially every time when I'm always doing that to my family, they're always saying, please stop it. Why are you doing this? Seriously, it's so uncomfortable.
But anyways, so your plan B is already much settled. Mine is, it's a little more, it's not complicated. It's just that like, okay, with me, it's like, if voice acting doesn't work, I'm just going to do acting. If acting doesn't work, well, shit. I don't know what else to do. But I think, I kind of thought like maybe I could be a comedian, but then again, like, I'm like, I don't know if I can make people like laugh, like just normal people laugh. Like I can be stupid and make people laugh, but that's just my friends. And,
but honestly, the dry humor is what always keeps me laughing all the time, and especially the way that Bill Murray does it on Ghostbusters, the way that he says, "Yes, sir, this man has no dick." It's so funny the way that he brings it up right there, and especially when he says human sacrifice since dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
I think being a comedian is just like you get paid to just kind of be offensive to an extent, but other than that,
that's the best thing about it. I mean, even
other than that, I do think that I'm gonna let you continue right now. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good.
But other than that, like it's just either after if comedian doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go just do acting. That's it. And clearly, even if my acting chops requires to be serious or funny or anything, I like to do all of that. I mean, heck, I like to be a character actor. Basically, that's what I want to do right there.
Character actor, neat.
Yeah. No. And honestly, I often wonder, will I ever make a good leading man? Because that's what that's the struggle to be in a movie right there, because clearly if you're going to be the leading man, you got to show that you are the leading man right there. I mean, look at Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man movie. He literally showed himself that he was the hero of the main movie right there.
Yeah. And going on to do like 2 other movies. I think for me, like, since I've never had like a lead role, I've only done like either. Well, I mean, I can't speak from like experience because I've only been in high school and that plays as a. But maybe out there I might see what they could typecast me as or whatever. But what I've usually done honestly,
typecasting. It's the scariest part. That's what I heard.
It is.
Seriously.
Because sometimes you're like, oh, am I the brown guy or the brown kid or am I the jock or my thing? Like, dude, let me have a chance.
Or,
to just,
but anyways, am I the awkward kid basically, like I always am in.
But anyways, like for me, I've never taken a lead role, but I would very much like to strive for it. And like, who knows, maybe it might just come natural and be like, yo, this kid, he's got it. Where has he been this whole time? But I don't know. Future's uncertain. If I happen to just be like,
I mean, the future is open wide. I can tell you that, and that is a quote from Stop the World and Meld with You.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna take a little break here. So why don't we, just keep on, vibing here, So.
Yeah. Right, cool. That's great. Certainly.
There's a war going on in the streets. It's the war on thirst. Sprunk is winning the war on thirst with the new grenade-shaped can. Hey yo, pull the pin and blow your thirst right off in that brand new taste explosion. Boom! Now that's the sound of refreshment. Sprunk. Go AWOL from the Cola Wars with an energizing mix of lemon, lime, 10 times the caffeine and sugar. Plus, mercury and benzene for that extra pop. Yo, it'll bring the temperature right up and the bubbles. Other beverages use carbon dioxide. We use ether to kick up that phase. Thanks to all that mercury, you won't remember anything that tasted so good. Now pick up a Sprunk Thermonuclear 6-pack. Kill thirst and liven up the party. So ask your friends at Sprunk in the grenade-shaped can and enter the Sprunk sweepstakes where you can win a real case of grenades. Sprunk, blow your thirst right off in that brand new taste explosion.
So yeah, we're back. Hope you enjoyed that little commercial, even though it's totally fake. We're, it's usually like towards this part of the, like after the break, we'd usually have questions, but, sometimes like I don't have a big follower count on Twitter.
And we don't have an audience right now, to be honest.
Who knows? Maybe I might read off comments. I think, by the way, leave some questions in the comment section, please. But anyways,
by the way, what do you think of me? By the way, please notice me, senpais. Okay, that was cringe. Sorry.
Leave that in 2019, bro. Get out of here.
All right. No. I'll get the hell out of here. I'll tell you that.
I'm kidding. But right. Yeah, usually we'd have questions here, but we don't this episode. So I guess we're just gonna like go back to the previous topic we were talking about. So our plan B. Whatever our previous dreams that we had. Fun fact, I also wanted to be like, one of like the main like, paramedic fighter thing.
From where, actually?
Just like when I was younger, because I thought they were like fucking, cool. And I was like, oh man, I'm get to fight fires, or I might get to see a dead guy or something.
Basically, you have to put out the fires. Basically, you had to like apprentice for them. Basically.
Yeah, but then it came to my.
Honestly, it's a risky job if you ask
me.
It
is, yeah.
Honestly.
It came to my attention when I kept growing up. I'm like, that seems pretty risky. Like, I don't think that's for me.
And that's what I was kind of thinking when I was when I wanted to become an astronaut. I tell you that,
bro. Being an astronaut takes so much time, and
especially when you're in space, no one can hear you while you're in space. I mean, it says so in the Alien poster. Seriously.
But anyways, being an astronaut, so much time, so much effort. If you want to do it, go ahead. If you have like the drive to go out and be an astronaut, go right ahead. But space is cool. I like it.
Space sounds pretty good. I can tell you that. Even if you think about it, I mean, there's so many movies that you go into that they're going into space. I mean,
yeah. But I think being an astronaut. It's kind of cool because like you're out there and you're blasting the shit out of asteroids, and you're out there fighting aliens with some like mecha suit thing that looks like
I mean,
the
we
shit
might
from
I
fucking
mean,
Red
we might
Faction
never
Gorilla.
know what's out there. I tell you that.
Hey man,
Other
I
than-
don't know. I'm not the creator of the universe. I'm just some guy living in it.
Honestly, especially.
Probably gonna go so off topic right now, but I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. but what were you gonna say, dude?
Yeah, being an astronaut, I dig it. I like to go to space, but until space travel is commercially available, that's probably gonna take another like millennia or something.
I know.
So tell me, what goes in your day like creative wise, that like gets you back in that like, because like sometimes you'll fall out and be like, oh man, I don't want to do this, but then you do something and you're like, you know what? I want to do it. What goes on there?
Honestly, the now that you said that, honestly, I'm sometimes
Here
always
we go.
honestly, I'm always a lazy person, honestly, when it comes to creativity. And to be honest, I'm not sure what really happens when the creativity comes to mind. I almost gave myself a hiccup right there. But literally, whenever I get bored at times, whenever there's a lazy moment, I'm now tending to draw all the time, and I'm trying to like draw out some of my characters that I like, and especially I'll always draw my very own creations that I made, or even already existing characters that I have right there to cross over with my made up characters. I mean, I haven't done that, but I'll probably will do it for sure. But usually whenever I'm about to write a script, I usually tend to like write all the things down. I mean, I already have it like right down in my head whenever I'm usually going to write it. I mean, I could already imagine how it's going to go from beginning, middle, through the end right there. I mean, it sometimes happens when I don't like write it down on my notebook journal or my notes or anything. It just kind of happens in my head, like weirdly.
Wow, neat.
I mean, technically, whenever I'm writing a script, I'm kind of like writing a first draft, if you ask me. I mean, literally, it's clearly the first draft, obviously, because you could tell that there's so many mistakes that you could literally fix, and then the next thing you know, you got your second draft or your third draft or how many drafts you want to make right there. I mean, seriously, you got to work until it's perfect in your opinion right there.
But even then, sometimes the published work isn't like to the author like, it's not good, For me, if ever I like don't find a drive or anything one day, and I'm just like, whatever, I'll probably like, I don't like. For me, like if I'm like, okay, next project, how do I figure it out? I just go around the internet and be like, oh, what people did this comic, and let's see if I can put my own spin to it, or let me get something completely new that somebody probably hasn't done.
Yeah, that's the thing that I always like to do as well too. Sometimes, that's the thing that's the other idea that I like to do whenever it comes to being creative right there. I mean, basically, obviously nothing is original every time, but usually we look at our inspirations or a thing that we see, and we could always think, I wonder how it could have been right there, and we do our own spin right there.
Exactly.
I mean, clearly I want to do Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch and do it in my own version, and because clearly that movie, it was so mean-spirited. The ending had a mean-spirited ending because all the characters, I mean, if anybody hasn't seen the movie,
go watch it.
Go watch it.
But anyways, as I was saying, I'll get something that somebody's either done already or somebody's thing. I won't look at it, because then if I look at it, then I'm going to be like, I'm probably going to do almost the same thing they're going to do. No, I'll do it the way that I would interpret it to be, and then I'll just, I'll voice it, then I'll edit it, and then it's onward from there.
Okay, now that you mentioned it, yeah, you're right, because clearly I'm thinking about making a Ted Bundy movie, and I'm kind of like thinking, how the hell am I going to make a movie about America's infamous serial killer? And there's already many movies based on him, and there's one that I've recently been released this year with Zac Efron in it, extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile.
That is
and especially
shit.
And especially that movie is basically on the perspective of Ted Bundy's girlfriend, Liz Cleffer, or Liz Kendall, as she was referring to herself when she wrote the book The Phantom Prince, based on the life on her and him. But however, when I saw the movie, I thought it was okay, but but then there were other movies based around him, which was the 1986 TV made for TV series, The Deliberate Stranger, starring Mark Harmon from NCSI, and especially the 2002 movie Ted Bundy, which had like unknowns in there, but honestly, if I were to see that movie again, I would definitely assume that they literally went into the wrong direction. I tell you that, because they tried to exploit the movie into a grindhouse type of movie, honestly, because clearly that's not how it's supposed to be, in my opinion.
That's a lot of Ted Bundy. But anyways, striving away from serial killers and stuff. Yeah, I'll not look at it. I'll just go on about my own like interpretation of it, and then I'll do it. I'll edit it. Editing process is pretty. It's long, and
I mean, you're right. I mean, technically, I wouldn't look at some of those movies too, because I'm kind of like thinking, yeah. If I look at it, then I'm gonna definitely imitate the same thing when it comes to mine. So yeah, you're right. Maybe I should go definitely on my own right there. Stand on my own. That's it. Seriously.
Just don't look at it. I'll do that, and then editing process is it kind of fun. I always find something new about the program that I use, even though it's like more like it's a learning curve. And I'll just find something new one day, or if I want to do a certain thing, I'll look up on YouTube like, how do I do this certain thing? How do I mask to or how do I like put a grade screen key and use a grade screen? Like,
I mean, everything is done with books, but you can find everything on the internet now.
Dude,
it's pretty damn easy.
Dude, come on, man. I don't want to kill trees. I just want to kill time to look up my whatever I want to do. Okay, I know we're like straying away from the topic, but I don't care at this point. Let me ask you this random question. What does, and you can't see your air quotes, so when I say the word, like, you're gonna know what I'm doing. What does okay like really mean? Like, because sometimes when people say like I'm okay, they're not really okay.
I honestly don't know, because clearly I don't even like the word okay in my opinion, honestly.
Right? Like,
because honestly, if I literally start hearing "Say Okay" by Vanessa Hudgens, I'm going to straight up say, fuck no. I'm sorry. Vanessa, you're a great girl, but sorry. No. I will never say okay. All right. But I will say all right, because clearly all right is definitely Matthew McConaughey's favorite word, but it's better in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I mean, but clearly the word okay, I don't know. It's either an agreement to something that you're most uncomfortable with. That's, to me, what okay feels like, honestly. I feel like that's what it is. And
I think, to me, it's like that term is used quite a lot, and I think it's lost. Like it's lost its like assurance, like the feeling you're supposed to get when you hear it. Like, because sometimes they just be like, yeah, I'm okay, and you're like, no, you're not. But yeah, whatever. Tell me, like, what do you think about like getting like. Like, I want to ask you, like, what's your opinion on, like, getting turned down for an audition? Like, when they tell you, like, okay, thank you, and then they just say that, but then you either thinking, do I have the part or do I not? Because for me,
basically, you would always be not sure about it, and then the next thing you know, if you get the call back, that means you're in. But if you don't immediately get the part, then the next thing you know, you're obviously, in my opinion, I would obviously be disappointed if I don't get the part. I mean, it's all right. There's always next time if
or another gig, right?
Yeah. Or if there's another gig for a certain drama or this play that you're gonna do, at least you'll be able to get in there, because hey, at least you'll exploit your talents to everybody to see what you got right there on the stage or on the small screen, if anything. I mean, I tell you, it ain't easy just to get a part, but at least you'll get
You're getting the experience to, like, whatever. I mean,
to
for
what
me,
it's like right there. I mean, seriously.
I think for me, it's like I will always expect rejection. I don't care if I get the part or not. For me, like, and I've been taught by a pretty neat guy in life who told me that always expect rejection, because you never know if you're gonna get the part or not. I get it. The acting industry, they're just trying to do business. They're just trying to find the person. If you're not that person, okay, I'm not mad at you. I'm not gonna go and dox you or like hunt you down or something. No, you're just a casting director. You're just trying to find the right person who's fit for the part, and then who the director can probably just yell at later or something, or just have fun with. But it's whatever. Like, and another thing about like,
honestly,
it's like, just go at it. Don't be afraid.
Since I'm striving to become a filmmaker, I really want to get the actors that I feel perfect, in my opinion, who are great for the roles that I want to pick, and especially
like, come on, name some.
All right. Since I mentioned to you, basically, I know a lot of people have been saying that who's gonna become the Green Goblin in the MCU version of Spider-Man with Tom Holland, and people have been saying people want Matthew McConaughey.
Seth Rogen. It's got to be Seth Rogen. I want to hear Seth Rogen on a fucking glider going like, "Hey, Spider-Man, I'm gonna get you." And throws a fucking bomb.
I'm the Green Goblin, biatch.
Yeah,
but no, I don't think it. But I don't think it's gonna be like
you were saying Matthew McConaughey.
Basically, but yeah, I was gonna get there. But honestly, I don't really want to hear the Green Goblin saying, "Hello, Spidey, spark my ganja." No, but to be honest,
I thought he was gonna be like, "Hey, Spidey, man, I'm gonna get you right now. I'm gonna throw that bomb at you," and be like, "All right," and just like fucking explodes.
Basically, I know people have been saying that they want Matthew McConaughey as in the part of Norman Osborn, but to be honest, in my opinion, who I want to get the perfect Norman Osborn, and people have been not noticing it for so long, is that I feel like the right guy for the role of the MCU Norman Osborn is got to be Billy Crudup, and if you don't know who that guy is that he's the guy who played Dr. Manhattan in the 2009 Watchmen movie. And to be honest, if you look at the way that his face looks like, not in the Watchmen movie, but in real life, you could definitely tell that he's basically a likable guy, but also he could be the CEO. You can tell that this guy is basically the CEO of his own company. But even if you look at him a lot, you can't even tell that this guy's got a darker side with him as well too. And imagine him wearing that goblin mask, or if he transforms into a demonic beast, honestly, literally, I think it is an A game right there. And for Harry Osborn, definitely, I would love to see Timothée Chalamet play the part of Harry in the MCU alongside Tom Holland, because clearly it would be perfect right there, because the dynamic between the two would be a good relationship between them. And especially, fun fact, Timothy actually auditioned for the role of Spidey for Civil War until Tom Holland beat him to it right there. But Timothy's got a better career ahead, I can tell you that. But personally, I would love to see him play Dick Grayson, aka Robin, in a Teen Titans live action film, better than Brendan Thwaites, to be honest. No hate on Brendan Thwaites. I just think that the Titans series is
it's a little wonky. I get it.
It's cheap, literally. That's what it feels like. It's just cheap, and it's just too try hard of an R-rated series.
I think it was kind of destined to just like be a mess from the beginning. I've watched a little bit of it,
and it's a nightmare when you bring Akiva Goldsman into your film. I mean, why is this guy always being hired for so many comic book movies? He should stay away from comic book movies altogether, honestly. Clearly.
Well, listen, I watched like the first episode. I was kind of vested into it, and then I couldn't get into it. But
honestly, I don't even know if I want to continue the series, because I kind of heard what happens next.
I think we should just stick with like CW's Supergirl or Flash. I know those are pretty good, and Green Arrow, but Green Arrow ended already. But you know what, man, they're pretty good shows.
Well, at least we still got Young Justice, I can tell you that.
Yeah, there you go. I think.
Remember, guys, if you're feeling very nostalgic for Teen Titans, look no further. You got Young Justice, I can tell you that.
Or I mean, you got Teen Titans animated series from like 2000. Right, early 2000s.
Basically, that's what I mentioned. The 2003 Teen Titans. But if you don't like Teen Titans Go, just don't worry about it. It's its own thing right there. And besides, even if you don't care about it, and even as much as I do, I don't really care for it at all. But still, at least you got Young Justice.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I mean, you can't win them all. So
yeah,
you've got that. I've got another little small question, and that is, dude, like what?
All right, tell me.
What do you think like people did before like fucking like guns? Did they just finger bang everybody, or did they just like because like man, there's no guns, dude. There's no guns.
Before guns, I think the only weapon that they had was either their hands or they had just knives basically and spears back then.
Oh man, I was gonna try to go for a funny answer, be like, oh, they probably like had like telekinesis to, I don't know, dude.
I don't even know.
I was trying to look for like a funny answer.
I don't even know if there's any sign of people having telekinesis or anything. I mean, is there people that have extraordinary superhuman abilities? Are there mutants of the world? Are there metahumans of the world? I'm just saying of our world right there.
Bro, I don't know.
I'm just saying, because already, speaking of the Green Goblin, there's already a person that already made a glider already, and holy shoot, if there really is a real life glider, then we need to get genetically altered spiders immediately already, so we can have a battle of spiders and goblins together right there. I mean, that would be kind of scary if there's a war like that in real life, if you ask me.
Wow. Neat. Well, I got like the stupidest fun fact of today, and that stupid fun fact is
What is that fun fact?
Dude,
what's the fun fact?
Dude, Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson. He never said it.
Oh, really?
You guys are just tripping balls on some Mandela effect thing.
Holy shoot!
Yeah,
wow.
Okay, that's a stupid fun fact of the day.
I know.
I think that we've reached the end of our podcast. This has been the Bacon Hour with Steven Urbina, with my guest
Enrique Sandoval. And man, I wanted to say something more, but since we have to go, then all right.
Wait, real quickly, just sum it up.
Basically, I'll just have to make this quick. Literally, I really want to become a filmmaker, and I know I said this once before, but however, clearly, I really want to make my short films immediately, since now I'm meeting all these new people, especially you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
We'll just have to just see how I do on the camera rather than the mic. Anyways, this has been the Bacon Hour with Steven Urbina. I hope everybody has a wonderful and pleasant day, second, minute, whatever. Stay positive, and thanks for listening.